Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome back. Tuesday, 7:30. You know what that means. The head man from LSU football, Coach Ed Ogeron, joining us here on Off the Bench. Coach O, what's going on, man?
Good morning, man. Hey, a lot of great things going on at LSU. Camps are going on, unofficial visits, official visits, football school. We're on fire around here.
Okay, so before we dive into all of that, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about Coach Maneri and his retirement, just given the fact that, look, man, maybe LSU football, the most high profile, most pressure-filled job at LSU. LSU baseball right there with it. There's probably like a certain kinship being the head guys of those programs. What was your reaction to Coach Maneri's final games and retirement?
Yeah, first of all, what a great job he did. What a great representation of LSU athletics. Coach Maneri was a friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. We worked together. You know, we had several players play baseball and football. He was the ultimate gentleman, the ultimate professional. His staff always worked great with our staff. You know, he invited me to throw out the first pitch. Now, I kind of bounced it a little bit. I needed a little bit more practice, but Coach Maneri is a friend, a great Tiger,
Look, Coach, you bounced the first pitch, Devin White bounced the first pitch, and I bounced the first pitch. I like that company. I'll keep that company. Speaking of keeping company, Coach, y'all had there was a massive 7-on-7 tournament in town this last weekend. And how about this? Ryan Terrio tweeting that Coach O and Derek Panamsky walked around the entire 7-on-7 camp introducing themselves, thanking people for coming out. Take us to win on this past weekend here in Baton Rouge.
You know, first of all, we've got to thank Coach Bagwell, man. He worked hard with the 7-on-7 tournament. This is his 7-on-7 tournament. I think we had almost 40 teams, some of the best players in the state of Louisiana and the South were there. The coaches were there. The families were there. It was very well organized. We used the soccer fields out there. Guys really bragged about the organization. You know, we had a lineman camp. We had over 400 linemen associated with that. So I did the lineman camp in the morning, and then Derek and I went around and just shook hands with everybody. You never can tell who you're going to meet in the crowd. You know, it's about recruiting, it's about relationships, and we met a lot of people in the crowd that we already knew, and knew some of our recruits.
And, Coach, I saw some of the current players out there working the camp, and let me tell you, I was out there for about 2 hours. They did a fantastic job. I mean, you've got a good group of young men because they were talking with everybody. You know, nothing was too small for them. Any high school player that wanted to come up and ask them a question, I mean, they sat there, they answered the question, whatever it was. You know, about technique or something small, that group did a nice job as well.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. Our guys worked their tails off. I'm glad that we're able to employ them at camp. You know, it gives them a lesson through it. Some of them want to be a coach, but you know what? They sell our program. You know, visiting coaches from around Louisiana come around here, and they brag on how well our players sell our program. That is big for us at camp.
Yeah, and I know you can't get into specific recruits, but again, I just want you to speak on kind of the ability of cats to come out and prove it to y'all in person and then earn their way to scholarships.
Yeah, think about this, too, Bob, Jake. 19 of our 22 starters on the championship team came to camp. 19 of 22, a championship team came to camp. It gives us a great evaluation. Not only gives us an evaluation, but it gets us to know how they are mentally, physically, how they work, how they do in our drills, and it gives them a chance to see how we're going to coach them.
Coach, what about you mentioned everything else that's going on right now. So you got camps going on, officials, unofficials, recruiting's been wild. What about football school? What about the preparations of this 2021 team? What's the latest there?
Outstanding leadership. You know, we're able to have installations. We installed third down. We're going into red zone, in tight red zone this week. And our guys will be able to go out and do position-specific skills with their coaches out on the Ponderosa with Ray Baker out there. Ray was out there yesterday. And it gives them a chance, you know, to work hard and work through the conditions that we're going to see in camp. They're just getting ready for a great camp.
Coach, someone else I got a chance to catch up with over the weekend was Jake Peets, and I don't know if his mind ever turns off talking offensive football, which Coach, I love, and we were in the same system with North Turner, so we actually knew some of the same terminology, and I can't even fathom how he still remembers that terminology, knowing he uses something different now. But the guy just soaks up everything that he's ever learned, and he just talked about being ready for every situation. Is that something you still see day in and day out?
Unbelievable. I walk by office. I don't know what time he gets there. I get here at 6. I walk by the office. Hey, Coach, I'm on the phone with Bill Belichick. Hey, hey, go get him, Jake. But he is a tireless worker. He brings a lot of energy. He's a great family man. He's a great recruiter. We have some outstanding unofficial visits coming in today. Guys that he's worked very hard on. So he's been a very integral part of our staff. He's a great leader. He does a good job of leading the offensive staff.
And then I know we've asked you about him a lot lately, Coach, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask again about new O-line coach Brad Davis. I think earlier you called him a game changer. But how's it been going? Getting to know this current O-line, which already has like so much cohesion amongst it.
Yeah, I just went in there and change is good. You know what happens, man? Change puts us on our toes. We can maybe get relaxed with the same thing going on for years and years. And all of a sudden, change comes, and then there's a different set of eyes on it. So everybody's got to prove themselves to Brad. And he's very impressed with the talent that we have. I think that he loves the line. He loves that we got older guys, we have younger guys. He loves the leadership. I talked to him about this morning about the talent we have. Now we have to get better. We have to get with better condition, and we have some things that we have to improve on. And I do believe he can get it done.
So, Coach, what's the schedule look like maybe for the next couple of weeks? Because obviously y'all have had a lot going on, recruiting opening back up, and you've had multiple camps to be able, which I know you've enjoyed doing both of those things. But what's the schedule look like the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, we got our elite camp coming in this Thursday and Friday. 700 to 800 campers on campus, and then we have official visits. We've already had 9 official visits. We have 5 official visits coming in this weekend, and we're also doing a camp with Coach Frank Wilson at McNeese in Lake Charles. So we're going to be hustling this week. Now, next week is football school, and then we have our final week. We have a weekend we may have 1 or 2, 3 official visits, and then our coaches for the month of July, they'll be taking some vacation within the month of July.
I don't know how they're going to fit it in. I mean, even last weekend, Coach, you had that crazy recruiting weekend, and then you were at a La Tech camp on Sunday. I know you've talked about kind of Louisiana rising together. Why is it so important to you to carve out time where you had this crazy Saturday where you're all over the place and you still find time to make it up to the northern part of the state and go to that Louisiana Tech camp?
Yeah. These guys have been very good to us. All our state schools have bonded together, and we're going to do camps together. And it's a good opportunity for all of our young men to get scholarships within the state of Louisiana. Look, you daddy can attest, and I can attest. I got my degree from Northwestern State University.
Yep.
It worked out well for me, and I networked there. So I want all these young men that may not have the opportunity to come to a camp and maybe get noticed, maybe not by Louisiana Tech, maybe not by LSU, but anybody, Nicholas State, whatever it may be, and have the opportunity for them to go to school, get an education, and that's what this is all about.
Talking to Coach Ed Ogeron here on Off the Bench. Speaking of my old man, Coach, you had a soundbite from when you were talking to my old man that started to make the rounds last week. That's about Derek Singley Jr. playing offense. What's the latest there? What's the idea behind that?
I'm going to talk to Derek. I haven't sat down with him and his dad yet. I think he's ready. I'm going to talk to Jake. Now, Corey won't walk. I know that right now. He can't do that. But I think we're going to give him a couple of snaps in fall camp, let him see what he can do, and see if we can manage it. Obviously, Derek's going to have to be able to manage it, and I've talked to his father, but I haven't talked to him yet. It's been on the radio, but he knows that I'm open-minded about it, but it's totally up to him.
Now, Coach, I think I probably know your answer before I even ask this question, but with college football always changing and the transfer portal and different things we've talked about so many times, and now the latest, a 12-team college football playoff, I would assume I know your answer is like, look, whatever they tell us to do, we're going to do it. But how do y'all keep up with all the change that happens?
You got to have an open mind. I'm going to be 60 years old this summer. I've been coaching college football for 38 years. This change is faster than I've ever seen the last 38 years. You know what? hey, bring it on. Let's have an open mind. Let's make the correct changes and make LSU the best team in the country. That's all I want to do.
Yep. And the key in doing that is going to be this freshman class showing up and doing the right things. The whole class is here now, Coach, right? Like Kiner, like everybody's in. How are the young guns looking?
Yeah, Corey Kiner. I just talked to Kevin Falk. He's a coach. He calls me every night. You know, he's from a military family. He wants to know the schedule. He wants to know exactly what I'm doing. Armani Goodwin looks phenomenal. I'll tell you, Bryce Langston is a guy that I'm really excited about. You think about Bryce Langston and Mason Smith and Savion Jones, freshman defensive lineman, phenomenal. Mike Jones is looking great at linebacker. I'm excited about all our kids. They look phenomenal. All three wide receivers, Chris Hilton, Brian Thomas, and Malik Davis are phenomenal players, and Diaz Smith's a freshman. That might be one of the top freshman receiver classes we brought in a long time.
Well, we can't wait to see him this fall. Coach O, thank you so much, man. Join us every Tuesday. You have a great day.
Thank you, guys. Go Tigers.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir. Coach Ed Ogeron joins us every Tuesday here on Off the Bench. A lot to unpack there, and we begin to do so when we get back here on OTB.